Because every single time we talk, niko chini ya maji in the ocean, niko kwa milima, niko kwa mabonde, niko in the Sahara
now
community.
Where you ask yourself your question, why did you go to school? Was it for yourself? And it's okay. Was it for the society? Or was it just achieving your personal dreams?
The National Explorers Club is like the Nobel Peace Prize for conservation. Like it's the guys who are doing really front edge work and bringing to us hidden secrets of the natural world that, you know, in an office in Nairobi or in a hut in Samburu that you're not able to access, and they're able to bring that to you. Are there certain doors that have opened just because you're an explorer, and are there others that have shut because of it?
Photography didn't start like picking the camera. It started before picking the camera. So the camera was just a tool now to allow me to be able to express myself through photography.
Yeah,
It allows us to be able to appreciate that we're actually living with wildlife on a day-to-day basis.
that's true.
From the roaches to the geckos on the wall.
Yeah.
Like I have geckos in my house and I'm like, those ones are mine. Just leave them.
Just leave
They
them.
have a role.
Nisione mtu akiua hiyo kitu. Yes.
They have-
Welcome to episode 2 of season 3 of Conservation Conversations. I'm your host, Elizabeth Gitari Mitaro, and we're finally on camera. But I'm really, really happy that we get to do this. And I am so, let me use the word blessed, to have the guest that we have today. I will let you discover for yourself who he is and what he has done. He's done some very incredible work. And season 3 is all about having conversations about conservation. That's what I did there. But having conversations about conservation that doesn't actually make it to your screens, and having conversations with people who are actually driving some of the critical conservation work that's needed, first in this country, but ultimately across the continent. And so today's episode is around conservation, cameras, and communities. And we are joined by my very good friend, Tony Wild. And yay! Welcome, Tony.
Thank you, Liz.
I'm really, really happy to have you. I'm glad that I've caught you. Because every single time we talk, niko chini ya maji in the ocean, niko kwa milima, niko kwa mabonde, niko in the Sahara. So I'm really, really happy that you found time and you created time to have this really wonderful conversation with us. Karibu sana.
Asante sana.
Yes.
I'm really humbled to be here.
I'm really glad that you are.
Yeah.
So for anyone who has never heard of Tony Wild, I really doubt that there's anyone who's never, but let's assume that there's someone who hasn't heard of you. Mm-hmm. How would you introduce yourself to them?
Oh, God. Introductions are one of the most difficult things for me sometimes because I have different layers of my life.
Yes.
So Tony Wild is actually a name that was coined on a basis of being able to show people about wild, but being personal about my particular name, Tony. I know I'll talk about it to just break barriers. You know, when you hear Tony Wild, you'll think like it's a white man somewhere.
Yeah, that's actually true. Yes.
But I was hiding behind that particular preference, but putting out the work. So you'll find people asking, so who's Tony Wild? But then when I show up, it's a black person. Anthony Ochieng Onyango, which is my official name.
Your government name.
Yes.
Okay. We won't ask you for your IBC number. Uko kadi kwanza?
Uko kadi.
Good. Sawa.
Yeah. So that's the interesting part was I used it to be able to be able to break certain barriers because at the particular time when I was starting up, there were very few Africans who were storytellers, especially conservation storytellers.
Yeah.
But it requires a lot of work. So even as much as you put your work out there, we, quote unquote, we are all judgmental human beings. People always judge based on your tribe, based on your race. And it's just being human. Sometimes it goes to the extremes, but we always have to adapt to get into branding that allows you to bypass such barriers.
Yeah.
So that's how Tony Wild came to pass. So it hid my ethnic component.
Yes.
It hid my race.
Yeah.
All guys know it's a white man, but that actually spoke a lot because it meant that most Africans associated conservation or associated wildlife with a Western or an out of Africa involvement, but not themselves. And that was a gap that Tony Wilde was coming to actually address. Like, it's actually an African platform that we learn about conservation through stories or visuals and different storytelling approaches. So those are the dynamics of how Tony Wilde came to pass. But right now, I'll make it very clear.
Okay.
Tony Wilde evolved and became a Tony Wilde Foundation, which has a team. So it's very, very... So some people still call me Tony Wilde. I'm like, I am not Tony Wilde.
Okay.
I am Anthony Ochieng Onyango, but Tony Wilde Foundation has a team that works, and I really value the time that they take to actually make it where it is today. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And thank you for that. I had no idea about that background. And I think all of us who have come up into conservation over the last 25 years can actually speak to that aspect of conservation, and especially in Africa. So what made you decide to come out of the Tony Wilde branding and nobody knows the ethnic background or who you actually are? You could be a 5 foot, Chinese woman who's decided to be Tony Wilde. But what made you make the decision to actually get out of it and actually, sort of associate yourself directly with the brand?
I think it's when you meet people and then they constantly talk about the journey and the resilience that I've actually shown and expressed over time. You're like, I need to show face so that people can actually see it's a human being. It's not someone who's totally unique from, it's not, like I usually say in terms of, we're all privileged. It just depends with how you look at privilege. So with the privilege that I had, I was able to convert myself into what I've become today. And I believe that everybody can actually be able to convert themselves into the dreams they actually want to achieve. So there's no limitation based on your financial background, where you come from, what you went to study to school, your aspirations as an individual. Like, there's no barriers.
Yeah.
We create them by ourselves. So me coming to show my face was like a realization that if Tony can do it, I can actually do it. And the number of people who actually come to me and say, we saw you at the beginning and now we can't really believe where you are. And for us, it's like, you've really shown us that you can actually believe in your dream and stick to it and actually be able to just be like, this has to be done.
Oh gosh,
Yeah.
That is so inspiring. I feel like now I need to get out of here and get to work to bring all my, aspirations true.
Yeah.
But you've touched on something quite interesting.
Yeah.
And when I look at your life, we met, what was it? Maybe 15
Yeah,
years
15,
ago.
Yeah.
And at that time, I did not know your educational background. And when I found out, I was like, wait, what? So for the guys, watching and listening to us, take us through that journey of being in school and being, focused on something technical and scientific, and then finding yourself in the arts and what that looks like.
Wow, that's a very long story. It needs a book.
Let's try and bring it all the way down.
Let me do it as an Instagram post.
Okay, there you go.
Let's caption it. I think it's when we were growing up, we had 7 subjects. For those who grew up in the time that we had 7 subjects in lower primary, and the government decided to kill arts, home science, and the rest. I used to do well on home science and arts, not the sciences and maths.
Okay.
So
that's interesting. Science and arts,
Yes.
but not science and math.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So when art was removed from it, I remained with 5 subjects that I had to survive with. And, the Kenyan education system is not for jokes.
No, it's not. Especially us who did DHCRE.
Yes, that one.
Yeah.
You have to,
Yes.
like, you have to pass. There's no
Yeah.
option.
Yeah.
So when arts was removed from my life, I think some part of me got lost at a younger age. But there's something that I always kept, which was the wildlife aspect, the environment aspect. So I was from as young as, I think, class 4. And again, this is where I talk about privilege. Because my dad had a chance to take us to the park, Nairobi National Park, and we'll come back and, like, I'll draw the lion I saw. And then I can't remember where the images are.
Like draw an actual lion. Ama ile Simba Marara.
Actually, it wasn't really an actual lion.
Okay.
Like we tried.
Nice.
Yeah, we tried.
Okay.
So the art was within me, but it wasn't. The education system didn't have the space for it to really thrive. And being brought up by a teacher, you have no.
Oh, you don't have to tell me.
You have no option.
Both of mine and my grandparents were teachers. It was an interesting household.
Yeah. So I decided, okay, I'll stick to the sciences. So did sciences. But there's something that really stuck, which was geography, biology. Like, those were non-negotiable. Like, I had to do them. And I didn't know why I was choosing them, but I had a vision that this is where I'm going to. I can even remember when we were doing our selections, and this one you laugh. We were doing a selection. So you like selection 1, University of Nairobi, Wildlife Management. Selection 2, Moi University, Wildlife Management.
Oh, wow.
Selection 3 was Kiswahili. Arts.
We should have run this podcast in Kiswahili. You picking Kiswahili to do in campus?
No, written Kiswahili.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
So it's because I thought getting an A in Swahili will actually be a nice pathway to be a teacher in Swahili or that particular path. But what was evident was that wildlife was key. Like, that was not unnegotiable. And I think for us when you're growing up, we had this 2-year gap that we had to stay idle, which was very, very essential. People don't take it for granted.
You grow up mentally,
yes,
in a way essential. That you need before you go to
campus.
Yeah, that's true.
So my dad decided, you know what? There's CPA. At that time, CPA was hot.
Wait, you did CPA, Tony?
I attempted CPA.
Attempted. Okay, fair enough.
So I did CPA part 1 and then part 2 at Strathmore, and then yes, it was good, but I think I picked some elements of life within that particular program. But when that degree program came, you're going to do wildlife management. Me and my dad had a very heated argument on the phone. So we're like, now that you've done CPAs, you can do BCom, because BCom, you'll jump 1 year. And go to second year. I was like, Dad, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to stick to wildlife. Oh. And again, that is privilege.
Yeah.
Because getting a parent to be able to allow you to choose what you want at that particular time was a privilege. I talk about people to identify their privileges, even when they're young. It can be a negative privilege, but actually helps you understand what life actually means to other people, to you, at a particular point. So that's how I ended up doing wildlife management.
Yeah.
And being driven to a social art perspective,
yes,
I found myself in clubs. Like, I really burnt time in clubs.
By clubs, you mean the disco?
No, not disco ones.
Okay.
But wildlife clubs.
Okay, there you go. Good clarity.
Clubs, yes, wildlife clubs. So we'll do birding, we'll do camping, we'll do cleanups in schools. And that was like it made me wake up in the morning. And that's where I started becoming a leader in my own perspective. And then after that, jumped straight into work. Like, I never had a gap between campus and work.
There comes the other privilege.
Another privilege.
You can say you don't know what stomaching is.
No, I'll talk about stomaching.
Okay, fair enough, Sawa.
It came back.
Okay.
You don't skip it. It comes
Oh,
back to
yes,
you at
that's
some
true.
point. It
That's
comes
true.
back.
Yeah.
But the beauty is that because being active in the club and showing yourself more often allowed me to be able to get opportunities within that space. So I ended up at Giraffe Center as an educator at some point, and then NEMA, and then that's where it just kicks off. So worked for, give or take, 7 years within the space, like Keeper Wildlife Forum, and lastly BirdLife International. And then I was like, nope.
What
There
were you
was-
doing in these organizations?
something missing.
Like, what's the thing that you're actually doing when you're with like Keep Your Wildlife Forum, when you're with BirdLife, when you're with this? Is it a scientific role? Is it a projects role?
The mostly project roles, but the ones for NEMA was mapping out GIS, was mapping, which was looking at high risk areas across the country. And then there was Giraffe Center was more education. And that's what my passion has been, environmental education. So Giraffe Center really played a very key, important role on those foundations of what
With
I really
Christine.
want to achieve. Yes, with Christine,
yeah,
Emmanuel.
she's
and-
fantastic.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
And that really helped me define who I am today. But then, like Keeper Wildlife Forum, I was actually doing, the first role I did in like Keeper Wildlife Forum was training, extension services, and monitoring and evaluation.
Okay. So, like the really nitty gritty of wildlife conservation.
Yes,
Yeah.
like training guys on conservation enterprises, beekeeping, stinging nettle farming. So I was actually like part of that, but also analyzing, are these programs really working? That are they supporting the communities? So I really picked up the role for monitoring evaluation. But at that time, M&D was a health skill.
It really was actually, yeah.
It was not
Projects,
a
wildlife
conservation thing.
conservation. Yes, that's true.
So even when I was going to interviews, guys were like, so when did you actually do the course?
Because everyone is looking at your
Yeah, like,
certificates and wondering, where is it?
Where did you do?
Yeah.
When did you actually do it? But it's
Yeah.
because I think one of the major assignments I got was when I was mapping out high risk areas in terms of the healthcare waste management. Is when I noticed this is actually an important skill, like data, collecting data, putting it together. Like I loved data. That was what was driving my work. So I felt, okay, if we have data, we can able to make decisions on a management perspective. And M&E covers data in terms of finance, the impact the people reached, in terms of the extent, and it's being used to actually be able to fundraise, to do reports. So I felt, okay, this is a very beautiful role to be, and I really loved it. But I think art was just calling. Like it was just calling. And
You remembered the lions of old.
yeah, it was just calling. Because I found myself with photo books mostly. And I think I'll mention one, Tui DeRoy, which was the Keep Your Wildlife photo book. Like I had like 2 copies in my house. I could just go through, look at the images. But I didn't necessarily know that at that time I was actually training my eyes on how to look at images.
Yeah. And to be able to know this is a good
Yes.
image versus, yeah.
So for me, photography didn't start like picking the camera. It started before picking the camera. So the camera was just a tool now to allow me to be able to express myself through photography.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's how, I know others say it's like, I can't put it on Instagram post.
Yeah, but that's quite interesting.
Yeah.
And the fact that I actually did not know that you'd actually worked in like technical wildlife conservation
Yes,
stuff.
I did.
And that's quite interesting.
Yeah.
Because I think it would give you a different angle even when you're in the field and taking
Yes.
and sort of recording sort of and thinking around the storytelling of it all. It might help in that way. So what then at what point did you do the jump?
The jump. Oh, the jump had a lot
Did it come
of...
slow or was it like in the middle of the night, I'm done, I'm buying a camera?
I think the jump happened gradually.
Okay.
It didn't happen overnight. But I think it happened with a lot of kind of triggers. One that I talk about most is asking myself, why did I go to school? That's when the questions now started hitting. Because I loved the work. And when I'll get into work, my morale will go from 100 to 0. And I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah.
I've been loving M&D for the longest. I've been enjoying this work for the longest. So what's really going on? And that's when I was like, I need to step back. Yeah. It was a difficult moment because you can't really know what to do next. Because if you don't perform at work, your job is on the line.
Yes.
So you really have to be, either you stick to it and make a decision very, very fast. The other one is a financial one, because I was asking myself, wait, my mom who raised me will have money the whole month. But me, by the 5th of the month, I have
It's
paid
no longer
rent,
there,
I
yeah.
have sent my money back home,
Yeah.
I have calculated fare to work.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so 5 days of the month, I am smiling and happy. 25 days of the month,
You're
I have to
struggling.
figure out
Yeah.
I'm going to work.
Yeah.
So it kept on building up. These are things that now they're layers. I'm like, this is the second one. I'm like, okay, so what's really going on? Then I actually call myself a fisherman. So that I'd like, okay, I just go back and become a fisherman and just do it in a different way because I have the privilege of going to school.
But had you actually ever fished though?
Yeah.
Have you?
Tried.
There you go.
I really respect fishermen. And
that 4 a.m. wake up and 3 a.m.
It's
brutal.
fishermen out there, mad respect to them. They really,
indeed.
really are special people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the other thing was that really triggered the most is that when BudLife had these amazing magazines that they used to produce, and I kept on asking myself, how can I be the one taking the pictures?
Yeah.
Because when you're doing M&D, when you're going to verify projects, you have to hold a camera, shoot, and then come back with a report. And I was like, these magazines are beautiful. Why? And then look at the names. They're really beautiful images, but I was like, how many Africans actually doing it? And this was back in 2016. Yes, there were African photographers, but there was very few who actually were doing anything close to wildlife. And if they were there were like 2, 3. Or they were mostly Indians, or if there's a black person, 1 or 2 that you'll pick.
When you said Indians, my mind immediately went to Usha.
Yes, so you talk about Usha was
Yeah,
there, quite
She's
a number
phenomenal.
of people. Yeah, she's good.
Yeah.
And then you realize that wildlife photography is just one bit. Then I went down and digged into conservation photography.
Yes.
There was none African-like. There was Africans, but there was one South African who I really admired and a good mentor. I think that was all. So that was like, okay, maybe this is my next jump.
Yeah, this is where we're going.
This is where we are going to.
Yeah.
So, so I sat down and looked at photography schools because I was like, I'm not going back to school to study journalism. I am not going back to school to study journalism. So I need to figure out how to do photography.
Yeah.
So I got a school. At that time, they were still setting up. And I went to this class without a camera for 3 classes.
Oh, wow.
Until the guy who was teaching, called Steve, will come and ask me, Tony, are you sure you want to do this program? I didn't have a camera. I was just sitting at the back listening.
And taking notes.
And just taking notes.
At a practical class.
At a practical class. And I was like, okay. So now the next class I had to buy a camera.
Yes.
So I bought the camera and then...
No. You can't skip over that story like that. You have to take us through the emotions of buying your first camera. Is it something that now when you look back, is it like a pivotal moment for you? Because for me, looking in from the outside, it looks like such a pivotal moment. Or is it one of those things that you do and then, later on you realize, oh, wow.
It's here.
Yeah.
Oof, my first camera. I think I actually slept next to it that night.
Of course you did. And tucked it in.
Ooh, I can remember very, very well. I think that bed, it was just me and the camera. Like, I think that's where my excitement was.
Okay.
I never knew how excited I was until I held it.
Yeah.
And
Did you
that's-
go to physically buy it? Did you
Yes,
import it?
yes.
Did you?
I physically went and bought it.
Okay.
But I did a lot of research before I actually went and bought
Yeah.
my first camera.
Yeah.
And painful enough is that it is my pension that went into the camera.
How much was it?
Oh, God. It was about 400, thereabout.
1,000 shillings.
Yes.
That's a Vitz.
It was pension.
Oh
It was money saved for.
Wait, what? Now I understand why you needed to sleep next to that camera.
Because it was
Oh
the
my
last. It was the
gosh.
last amount of money I had.
Oh wow.
So I had
And
to.
no one talks about that enough. How you give everything to this dream that you've
Yeah.
had for the longest time. When you're starting,
Yes.
and it's literally everything. It's your pension. You're like, Nikizeeka, if this doesn't work out, it's okay. We'll go back and fish.
No, actually, say I wasn't chased at home.
That's actually true.
Yeah, and most of us think they're chased at home.
That's another privilege.
That's another privilege. You can
That
still
you
go
have a
back
home to go back to.
Just sit.
Yeah. And just say, hey, daddy, I'm home.
It's done.
Yeah, I'm home. Just feed me.
So that's another
Oh, wow.
privilege.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
it's
that's
because
another
like, you know
privilege.
what? If it hits rock bottom, just pack your bags.
Yeah.
Go back home.
But you believed in it enough to give it everything that
Yes.
you had.
I gave it everything. And sometimes when I look back, I'm like, can I give it everything even right now? And that is what keeps me moving. Like the equal amount I gave it at the beginning is the equal amount I give it 10 years later.
So when you're starting,
Yeah.
the everything that you give, obviously for most people, even for me when I was starting, the everything that in that place you're giving is mostly financial. Because in terms of energy-wise, you're young.
Yes.
And so you don't think that you're giving everything when you're young in terms of time and energy, because you have it.
Yes.
It doesn't even occur to you that people get tired or, people cannot have time.
Yeah.
So it's financial. What's the thing that right now, what's the everything that you're giving it? What's the thing that you're saying, I'm giving everything for this thing right now?
I think it's studying out to really be professional in the process and being ethical in actually creating those images, and also appreciating that these images are not created by myself. They are co-created by the communities I visit and the people I work with. So really, quote unquote, decolonizing how storytelling has been done over time.
Oof.
By using your camera as a tool, but not a power grabber, kinda.
Yeah.
So that is what I'm actually working. Like if I pick a story, I pick it with my full heart. Like I'm doing this not for me, but for the people who work in those spaces. The guys who are philanthropic enough to actually support the projects, and a Kenyan community or an African community who need to know about these particular animals and species. So it roots back to the purpose. And the purpose for me was purely environmental education, but using visuals. So that's where like I'm giving it all my best. Like
Okay. Yeah.
every single, like you should see my script note. My script note is always projects or what I need to put on the radar. What am I working on in terms of tomorrow's projects? What am I looking at in the next? Like I have projects that are going to move in the next year. Like I'm not confined into just shooting in the parks. And if I tell people sometimes, I've only been to the Mara twice in my lifetime.
Like the actual reserve.
The actual reserve.
Yeah.
Just twice. But most of my stories are done around wildlife and conservation, which is mostly out
Yeah.
of protected areas.
Yeah.
So it's really interesting just to feel that particular type of situations and scenarios.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've actually also been to the Mara only twice, like the actual reserve.
Yeah.
Most of my time is spent in the conservancies and the conservation areas that are around that, because that's where the people are and that's where the wildlife is. That's where most of the help is actually needed. I want to pull at this string of decolonizing a lot of these spaces.
Yeah.
And I want to ask, as someone who literally had to claw your way into that space, what do you think are the barriers to entry? What are the things that we're struggling with as young Africans, young Black Africans, actually, to get into some of these spaces?
I think it's all about self-reflection. And I'll be very, very honest with this, is we need to decolonize ourselves first.
Ooh, everybody should read Decolonizing the Mind by Ngoge wa Thiong'o.
You have to.
That's a must read for everyone. Yeah.
Like, you have to start with yourself. Because even when I was starting, I was like, do I have to stick to a 9-to-5 job? Can I be able to sustain myself? And everybody like, are you serious? You're leaving work to go take pictures. I'm like, even that is actually a job. It's actually a job. You can actually wake up and do it on a day-to-day. So the definition of work in the African culture for a very long time has been, and I love you guys lawyers. I love doctors.
Just come slowly, okay? You're on my set.
I know. Do you know, if you were from the same household,
yes,
and you have a lawyer, a teacher, a doctor, and a photographer, in the last 10, 20 years, but who will be loved the most?
Oh yeah, everyone will be, aunties and uncles and
will
maybe not parents, but aunties will be saying, oh, here's our lawyer, here's our doctor, huyu anachukuanga picha.
So that's the first thing. We need to really appreciate that they really play a key important role. And they actually pay if you understand their business concept.
Yeah.
So it's just like, how do we learn how to do the business aspect? And you see, like, things like farming, fishing, they were removed out of us as a low level kind of work.
There was a lot of mental mental hold or strong holding around farming is low level, it's not desirable, all of that,
So that was the first step. Like, you have to accept. And the way I argued about it when I was like, I'll just be a photographer, is like, at least the community members will know that I'm just a photographer. I don't need to explain like I'm a doctor of wildlife or something.
No.
Like Tony is just...
He's a photographer. And then you travel out of the continent and you realize that farmers are actually some of the most wealthy people
even
in
fishermen.
the globe. Even fishermen. Especially for Norwegian salmon.
Yes.
Those guys are millionaires.
Way rich.
And billionaires,
And that's the thing, like, we need to decolonize ourselves first from the way we think. And also with the way we approach ourselves. Like, if I meet Liz doing something special, you need, even if you don't see Liz's end goal, the least you can actually do is support Liz in your own simple way.
Yeah.
And I think as Africans, we do that less. We don't support. We talk about our family structures, but we don't have it in terms of our actions. There are very few, like, will come into your space to really be able to push. And sometimes it's just even just picking up and call and tell, at least you're doing an amazing job. Keep pushing. That information, when the mind decodes it, it creates another lasting 3 years of your commitment to what you're doing.
Yeah. I was reading, was I reading or listening? One of the two, but it's not my original thought. But when I saw it, it clicked for me very quickly in respect of when money is passed through generations, whether it's top down or back forth, let me just use the word the West for outside of Africa. Outside of Africa, a lot of it will be referred to as generational wealth.
Yes.
And it's aspirational and it's a good privilege to have, and everybody, is creating wealth to be able to have generational wealth.
Yeah.
But when you come to Africa, and especially and this started in South Africa, it's gotten a negative connotation of black tax. That now supporting your parents is black tax. It's a horrible thing, and you shouldn't do it. And you've brought yourself up without actually realizing that nobody is actually a self-starter. No one is a self-made man.
No, it's thought. Even when one of the things I actually tell myself is that I actually went to school because the society allowed me to go to school. It allowed me to go to school because I will not do anything stupid when I was home and someone or a neighbor will see. My dad will know.
Yeah. My parents used to have a bird. A bird told me you when you got home. And
Yes.
then now when I'm grown, I realize, the birds were actually
And that is
community.
now where you ask yourself your question, why did you go to school? Was it for yourself? And it's okay. Was it for the society? Or was it just achieving your personal dreams?
Yeah.
Or was it breaking down barriers? So I think those are things that us, as when you're decolonizing our thoughts and our minds, we need to ask ourselves, why are we gaining knowledge?
Yeah.
You see, in the most cases, we're being told, go to school, get work, get a job, get a house, get married, get kids, and then die.
Yeah.
So it's like, no ways. We're not going through that cycle.
That cycle. It's sounding boring, first of all. Yeah.
So I was like, no. Like I was asking I was standing out from the crowd. Like I had to stand out of the crowd and ask myself, okay, so this is me in this society. What do I have to offer? What do I have to share? What do I have to give? I don't think I'll be in political business because I call it political business. I don't think I'm going to be screaming at people in public and stuff. But what can I do from my end of the goal to actually support society? And my passion for wildlife became so vivid. But then how do I connect it to people who had the privilege to go to a wildlife management class?
Yeah. Or photography school.
How
long were you at photography school?
I think cumulatively like about 8 weeks of every weekend.
Oh, wow.
So like 8 classes or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. My question with that then is, you go to school, you decide it's photography, you find this fantastic guy called Steve with the photography school.
Yes.
You buy your 400,000 shilling camera, you give it your everything.
Yeah.
And now it's time to take pictures. Do you remember your first client and how did you land them?
You didn't even have a first client.
You must have. At some point, someone paid you.
My first client.
Yeah.
Oh, can I even remember? No, my first client. Can I remember my first client? Actually, I didn't have a first client. But
What do you mean?
Okay, how do I put it? I can't remember if I had a first client. Okay, wait.
Do you have clients?
I have clients.
At some point, someone paid you money to take photographs for the first time.
I'm just trying to think which one was it because
Okay.
when I was starting up, I shot everything from weddings to baby bumps to...
Well, not that. That one you have to do. We call it the keeping lights on work.
Keeping lights on work,
Yeah.
So that you have to do.
But other than keeping lights on work, like the wildlife photography, before then you transitioned to conservation.
Yeah.
Did you have anyone commission your skills?
For the first time.
Yeah.
Oh, so unfortunately, and sorry, my Kenyan friends.
No. It's okay. It is what it is, you know?
I think my first appreciated pay was from Uganda.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
With the Chimpanzee Trust Uganda.
Oh, nice.
And that was... I call it paid because they gave me access.
Okay.
And they covered all the expenses. And I was able to create for them images that some of them they use until today. And for me, that gave me access to be able to create a portfolio. Because photography, you can't, I can remember sending lots of emails.
Yeah.
So when I left work, I went back to the hustling mode.
Yes.
Now you remember what you're talking about, I
The
never
tamarking.
hustled.
Yeah,
the
this is
bit.
now the time
Now
to...
it came.
Yeah.
It came with so much love.
In its full gusto.
It came with full gusto, wow.
Yeah.
But then I asked myself, what would I have done if I just graduated today? Again, going back to the basics.
Yes.
So I removed the wildlife that I'd done, the skills. I just put them on the side, not to throw them away, but just to say, I'm recreating myself in a different way. So when I'm introducing myself, I just introduce myself as a conservation photographer and with the work.
Yeah.
And that is why when you, probably before you met me, you're like, he's just a photographer. But then
Yeah.
when someone goes to the background, like, oh my God, he's actually done
Yeah.
this, this, and this.
Yeah.
But it's because I did it intentionally to not get into my head. Start from basic, like somebody who's just had no experience in anything, and all I'm here is learning.
Yeah.
So that allowed me to take in and grow my craft. And I think that, and those are things that I keep on doing. Like as much as somebody will tell me, oh, you've done so much. I'm like, yes, I've done so much, but it's still on the side.
Yeah.
It's still building. And that is what life is all about.
Yeah.
So my first client, proper client, was actually Chimpanzee Trust.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And and I went there
And you
with all
gave it
guns.
everything.
I went there for like a week.
Yeah.
And then shared my vision with Dr. Rukudo, who's currently the executive director for Chimpanzee Trust. And he was like, you know what, just come for 6 months.
Wow.
So just hanging out with gyms, moving around.
Oh gosh, that's lovely.
And all this accumulated not only to a photo collection, but also a film at the end of the day.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Filmed by you or
Yes,
like
so
oh
film,
wow.
Yeah, so that one, and I was not going to get into filming.
Yeah.
Me, my vision was just
It was
photography.
just photography.
But then after getting into the spaces, I realized, okay, you can't really do films.
Yeah.
And then I've met stories that I can't tell with pictures. I needed film
Yes.
to actually tell those particular stories.
Yeah.
So that became like one of my first clients to actually be able to like pay
Yeah.
and like not necessarily pay in terms of giving me money, because
Yeah.
I actually say anything voluntary has a cost.
Yes.
So I'm looking at that as paid work,
Yes.
because both of us are benefiting.
Yeah.
I was benefiting getting access. They were benefiting by getting images. So that was actually my first one. After.
And you know, so many people nowadays will not work for exposure. In fact, they'll take you to, they'll drag you through the streets.
Wow.
When we remember how much we did when we were interns
Yes.
and looking for work
Looking
and
for work.
volunteers left,
Yeah.
right, and center. Yeah.
And that is why I couldn't, as much as I was from an earning space,
Yeah.
and then now dropped it and came back,
Yeah.
I had to again go back to the basics.
Yes.
I've just completed school.
Good.
So what do
Yeah.
I do now
How-
with my
what
life?
do we- yeah.
But since I had knowledge of what it entailed, I knew that just getting that access is my gateway to building
Yes.
a portfolio. So I
Yeah.
wasn't like, it's not exposure for me.
Yes.
It's actually you to determine what benefit are you getting
Out
of
of this.
being
Yeah.
engaged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because now you have a fantastic portfolio built over 6 months. That's
Yes.
a lot
That I didn't have.
that you didn't have when you were starting.
And,
And an experience that you can't really put money on,
Yes.
honestly. Yeah.
And
6 months with chimps, my gosh.
Yeah, and you had to, actually, all volunteers had to pay like about $500 for like a week.
Wow.
So getting that access,
Yeah.
I'm always grateful about it.
Yeah.
Is just getting that access. And I
Yeah.
think those are some of the barriers that we get as African storytellers at the beginning. We got a lot of those barriers because I think I sent over 10 plus emails.
Yeah.
Because, I was coming from the conservation space. I was
Yes.
introducing myself.
Yes.
I was like, hi, my name is Anthony.
Yeah. And I photograph wildlife
I
and
photograph,
conservation
and I would like
activities.
to collaborate with you guys.
Yes.
Oh, God.
And everyone was like, ugh, stop bothering us. I
There
understand you.
are people who actually responded. And
Yeah.
I'm really grateful they did. Because what they did is that they gave me like a sign that this is actually something that can actually work.
Yes.
So that's
The validated
Yes.
the idea.
the idea. And it actually helped.
Yeah.
And some of them are actually my clients today.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how do you then transition from Tony Wild, the photographer, to Tony Wild Foundation? What's the thing that necessitates that sort of transition?
Transition is that, how do I put it? There's no clear-cut separation of it, but there's clear-cut on what both parties do.
Okay.
Okay, so Tony Wild Foundation focuses on education for biodiversity. And it has a social enterprise component, which is skills that we have to recreate images, and people
Excuse me.
people pay, and once they pay, we now share it with the education program to be able to go to schools, give young people access to parks. Again, just building up on the privilege that we had when I was young. So giving it access to other people, sharing that privilege with other people so they can be able to see the value of wildlife at a younger age. But it's not cheap. Someone needs to pay for it.
Yeah.
So Liz can hire me to do a conservation story. We get paid, but then the amount goes to Tony Wild Foundation, not to me.
Okay.
And Tony Wild Foundation has a team. They get paid. We do the work. So we were more of like a skill-based philanthropic conservation organization.
Yes.
So we offer skill, we get the money, and we're able to do conservation work.
Yeah.
But it has a challenge because when you go in as a skill, people want you to operate as a skill. They don't look at your philanthropic component.
Yes, they're like, we're paying you for this.
Yes.
We don't want to know these other
This is
stories
the
of
story.
children in parks.
In parks and stuff, which
yeah.
sometimes I actually feel like it's a bummer because the reason why I do this is because I just want to see my clients, who are young children, to be able to access wildlife spaces. And I appreciate the fact that there's a fee to pay. And the reason why there's a fee to pay is for people to appreciate that it has a cost. Everything has a cost. I know us as Kenyans, we're like,
yes, that's true.
so to pay to bure. There's nothing for
There's
free.
nothing for
Even
free.
giving
And
it
if
for free,
it's for free, you're the one who is on the table.
on the table.
Yeah.
So there's something that
There's
is going
something
on.
there, yeah.
So we show the kids you can able to access it, but we also tell them that we collaborate with them and tell them we've actually paid for you this. Like co-collaborating in terms of creating the park, and like this park is actually belonging to you people. You have to come and visit. You have to come and protect it. Like it's yours. It's not.
It's not the government.
It's not the government. It's not for tourism.
It's for you.
It's actually for you.
Yeah.
And decolonizing that particular conversation is a long way to go. Is a long, and especially amongst us as Kenyans or Africans, is a long way to go because one of the things we hear is that.
Excuse me.
And when I was starting, when you ask a high school teacher or a head teacher, what is the benefit of wildlife? The first answer will be
Tourism.
yes. You ask the kid,
Tourism.
but that's not the truth.
That's not the truth, yeah.
I'm sorry, people who do tourism, but I'm not spiking up a war.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to say is that tourism is a byproduct of wildlife.
Not the reason for
not
wildlife.
the reason for wildlife.
We need to put that on a t-shirt.
Yeah, we need to. There's a lot of things we need to put on a t-shirt.
Wildlife is not the reason for tourism. No, it's a
not.
byproduct.
It's a byproduct of
tourism. Yeah.
Yeah. So where wildlife, for me, the way I define wildlife is actually the backbone of our social, economic, and political structures of a society. Because if you look at our politics, it's around natural resources management.
Yes.
Our economies are from the soils, from the oil,
To the
from
minerals.
the forest to the minerals, back again to where and when I talk about wildlife, it's plants and animals, not the big five.
Not the big five.
And that is something that most Kenyans will be like, oh, what wildlife do you know? Elephant, lion. And
rhino.
that's like, no.
Yeah.
We were even having an argument, is cockroach a wildlife?
Oof. Ooh, is cockroach.
Or a
is a
mosquito.
cockroach or a mosquito?
Is it wildlife?
Oof. Oh gosh. Can you Tony, you've come to discombobulate our minds.
No, they're actually wildlife.
They are.
Yeah. And one of the things that I noticed
Because they're not domesticated.
And there was one year that actually a mosquito won the wildlife photographer of the year. A mosquito
really?
image, yes.
Oh wow. The one that's run by
The Natural History of Museum in London.
Yes. Oh wow.
And then they're like, actually mosquitoes are actually part of
Mosquitoes are
wildlife.
actually wildlife.
So when you go to a school and then have this argument with young kids, is a cockroach a wildlife? It brings buzz.
You need to invite me to one of those sessions of education.
Yeah.
Oh, that's lovely.
It allows us to be able to appreciate that we're actually living with wildlife on a day-to-day basis.
That's true.
From the roaches to the geckos on the wall.
Yeah.
Like I have geckos in my house and I'm like, those ones are mine. Just leave them.
Just leave
they
them.
have a role.
Nisione mtu akiua hiyo kitu. Yes.
They have a role in the house.
Yeah. Kwanza eating the mosquitoes.
The mosquitoes and stuff. Like just leave it where it is. And everybody knows, don't touch geckos.
Yeah.
Don't.
Yeah.
In my house, don't touch geckos. Just leave them to be there.
Yeah, let them bask in the sun.
And decolonizing the definition of wildlife again and again, not just on paper, but also in the mind. And that is why, for me, images play a key important role. And that's why I shoot a variety of stuff, from birds to insects to marine life. Like I'm able to bring all this into the face of as many people as possible.
Talk to us about your marine photography adventure and how you ended up there. Like that's when I was watching, it's over the last 2 years, right?
Yes.
And when I was watching the evolution of you moving from terrestrial photography to oceanic and marine, and I remember thinking, first, well, he's a fisherman, so he's comfortable with water. But then you had to learn how to snorkel.
To dive.
And dive.
Yes.
Like deep sea diving.
Yeah.
Talk to us about that experience.
I think for me, my connection with the ocean was like a long time. It was coming. At the end of the day, it was coming.
Yes.
Like for me, the thing I've noticed about myself right now is I'm a very strategic human being.
Okay.
Like I can plan for myself 10 years from now. If I'm going to be alive, I can plan it through. But the first time I ever stepped even next to the ocean was when I was in campus. So I'm doing wildlife, marine program, never been to the ocean. Yes, I was in Lake Victoria. That's fine, but it's so different. But I had the privilege again to learn how to swim. So I can remember during that excursion, field trips, me and some 2 friends of mine, I think Tony and Mudama, they now currently work for Chem-Free. Is it Chem-Free? In Mombasa, that works with fisheries and stuff.
Yes.
So they knew how to swim. So I joined them, and you could not believe the colors I saw in Kisiti Mpungute.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful. And that was about 10 years ago plus. Wow. The colors remained with me. Yeah. The colors of the fish, the colors of the corals.
Yes.
Like they're so beautiful and bright. You see, now in a class of 40, those who could swim properly were 3.
Oof. I would not be amongst them.
They knew how to swim, but not
as good not to go down.
Not to go down. It's just for saving our lives and enjoying the school trip.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh, wow.
But that image remained with me for the longest. So as much as working in the terrestrial ecosystem, I was like, how can I go back to the marine ecosystem? And I can remember when I even applied for a job to go work for Local Ocean Trust at some point.
Wow.
Just after quitting bird life.
Yes.
But I went and said, okay, this one will take me back to where I'm running away from.
Yeah.
I still want to do my photography, but if I go back there, I'll still go back to management and stuff. So I decided to pick up photography. And then over time, when you're on YouTube, and I think, again, that's the privilege we're in right now because there's a lot of information.
Yeah, no one should really have an answer to I don't know.
Yes.
You cannot answer with I don't know. You have to learn, and learning is now literally free.
Free.
Yeah.
There is AI. I'm amazed.
Yeah.
I wish we had AI.
When we were learning, my gosh.
No, but we had our AI. We had a calculator introduced.
We had a calculator. We had Google was during our time as well. It came when we were in school. So that helped.
That was a plus.
Yeah. Right now, there's a website by the government run. It's called kenyalaw.org. And Kenya Law is a website where you find all the cases from High Court to Court of Appeal to Supreme Court. I think all the way back from 2010, you find all the laws of Kenya on the website. As they're updated, you'll find it. For us, we had something called a grey book. And a grey book was a thing this thick that you had to go to government press and buy, for example, the criminal law grey book. And that meant that you have all the laws for criminal printed and then bound together in this hard leather thing.
Wow.
And you had to look for the physical, actual legislative instrument to read through. And now it's on your phone. You just need to find out what does Section 56, and you get it.
Again,
Yeah.
privilege.
Privilege,
Yes.
yeah.
So it just really helps.
Yeah.
I can remember when we were doing mathematics, we had this book, the one for cosines and
gosh,
tan
yes.
and
it was
stuff,
called
where you have to draw with the rulers and then
oh
you
my
like...
God, what it was called a table something.
Yes, yeah.
Oh my gosh, that thing. And you had to memorize them. Oh, anyway, we have come from far.
So when calculator came, we were winning.
Yes. So here you are, you're in the ocean. You've seen all these vibrant
Yes.
colors. They've stayed in your head for the longest time. You've decided to leave employment and to pursue photography and to get into the foundation work that you're doing with the kids and the education and all of this. What makes you think, let me go back to this thing for marine? What's the thing that clicked for you?
Again, back to why education. You can't. There's a phrase that goes, "You can't conserve what you don't see."
That's true.
And I think it's becoming now much more clear that we need to bring them out there. And who's the storyteller?
Yeah.
Actually,
Who is the storyteller?
Yes.
Because the story will be told through the eyes of the storyteller.
Yes. Who's
Back
bringing
to
it?
decolonizing.
Yes. So who's bringing that story back to people? So when someone sees me underwater, like, "Are you sure you swim with sharks?" Like, "Yes." "Are they dangerous?" No. Me, I can do what you're doing.
Yeah.
And that's a conversation. And I totally respect that.
Yeah.
But then it allows that conversation.
Because then if it wasn't there, the conversation
would
wouldn't be. Yeah. And you now have an opportunity to then influence kids who are growing up.
Yes.
Who have never even seen a huge body of water. Like kids from where I come from, which is foothills of Mount Kenya.
Yeah.
They know the ocean conceptually.
But they've never...
Like from books.
Yes.
And most of them often all the way to university or campus. There are people, the same way that we get shocked that there are people who see an actual live elephant in their adulthood, in their late adulthood.
Yes.
It's the same thing for oceans, and it's such a life influencing thing for you to be able to share that with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you hear that wildlife is for Africans, you're like, which Africans?
Which Africans are this? Speaking of which Africans, you're a National Geographic explorer.
Yes.
What is that? I know what that is, but for the guys who are listening to us, why is it a big deal that you, a fisherman, is a National Geographic explorer?
I think it's, again, it's a humbling opportunity, and also like evidence that sometimes you can be able to be doing your own things in your personal space, but you connect people to nature. Like being an explorer is someone who goes out there to try new things, bring out amazing work to the community, experiment. You have to be kind of crazy sometimes to bring things out of the wild, and just being out there to be able to showcase the beauty of nature and not limiting to just wildlife, but people, culture, and that is what it's all about. And again, being an explorer does not necessarily mean traveling from one location to another. No, your own local community has a lot of stories to explore, and you can tell them way, way better than any other person who's not from that community. Yeah. But then, even if they're not part of that community, they bring a perspective that's sometimes really interesting to see.
Yeah.
So every storyteller has a perspective. It's just a matter of figuring out, are they telling the true story? And that comes back to ethics of conservation storytelling. Is that the true story? So being an explorer, you have to be able to show the truth of something, regardless of what topic you're covering. Yeah. And being a National Geographic explorer is a privilege.
Yes.
Because there are very few in terms of I think I come from an island in Rusinga. I think probably just one or two. So you can imagine in that community picked up as one of the explorers. It's actually a symbol of belief. And then when you hear people talk about National Geographic documentaries and stuff, and you're like, I'm actually a National Geographic explorer, like, wow, that's nice. What does it mean? Do you travel? Do you like, I'm like, kinda. But an explorer basically is someone who's got like a grant to do like a specific project.
Yes.
And the project I'm currently doing is on fishermen again, but now in Ghana with sharks.
Oh, Ghana with sharks.
Yes, so Ghana and sharks. So I'm always around fish. Like my stories are always around fishermen.
Yes, indeed.
And that is something that I've come to really appreciate. Yeah.
And that's, speaking of it being a very small group, in my mind, the National Explorers Club is like the Nobel Peace Prize for conservation. Like it's the guys who are doing really front edge work and bringing to us hidden secrets of the natural world that, in an office in Nairobi or in a hut in Samburu or by the river in wherever that you're not able to access, and they're able to bring that to you. Are there certain doors that have opened just because you're an explorer, and are there others that have shut because of it?
Those that have shut. Those that have shut are quite a number because everybody's like, Tony is really expensive. I'm not expensive. Just come talk to me. I'm accessible.
Yes.
But I think not before being an explorer, I think it's just being me first. Okay. That has opened for me doors to be able to open that. An explorer is like a topping on the ice. You know, when you make the cake and then now you put the ice on top, it just, you add those beautiful small things that when you present it, it becomes like, wow, this is a nice cake. So I think for me, I look at it from before National Geographic Explorer, there was Tony Wild.
Yes.
And then Explorer came into play and any other words that came into play. But they build up to who I am today. As I said earlier, is the small things that trigger you, that make you reflect. And they come in both layers, negative and positive. The number of rejections and the number of getting accepted, they're quite a number. But the most important thing is trying. So I think I applied 2-3 times, got rejected.
Yeah.
And then the last time I was like, do you know what?
Let me give it one more shot.
I was like, the reason why I'm not getting experience was Kenyans are very, very amazing human beings because we are quite a number of explorers in Kenya.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, if there are many explorers in Kenya, can I do a story out of Kenya? Okay, I'm still in Africa, but can I do a story out of Africa, out of Kenya?
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, let's see. So marine was new. And then like, yes, marine. How many of us are doing marine storytelling? Quite few people. So that gives me, again, privilege.
Yes.
So I was using the privilege of us being few and the privilege of being able to like be an explorer and learning about the marine to be able to get to that particular grant. And that's why I keep on asking people, you need to go, when you go back to sleep, trust me, you have privileges that sometimes you do not identify with.
Indeed.
But you just need to bring them out.
To bring them out.
Yeah, I feel like this should be a conservation privilege platform.
But it's such an important conversation to be had.
Yeah.
Because, you and I sort of stumbled into conservation. We know a lot of our peers as well who stumbled into conservation, as opposed to heritage-based sort of history of getting into conservation, where your father and your grandfather was a conservationist. They founded this organization, or they ran camps in the Mara and blah, blah, blah. And I think for most Black African kids, you do sort of tend to stumble into conservation, and you realize that's an area of passion for you. But then you look around you and there's no one you can look to as a guiding light or as a mentor. And so as we are coming to the close of this conversation, talk to us about mentorship, because I know that you do a lot of it, but also I'd love to understand who you've benefited from as a mentor or as mentors.
As a mentor?
Yeah.
Oof. Can I say YouTube as a mentor?
Yes. And that's very important, by the way. Yes. Yes.
There are quite a number of people like, 'cause I think when I was starting out the ocean, I think I spent 2 years watching YouTube
Wow.
kind of classes.
You know, that's something that's not talked about. People see
Yeah.
Tony, National Geographic explorer, swimming with sharks in Ghana, but they don't see the 2 years sitting in front of a screen,
Just learning.
learning how to put on your gear correctly,
Yeah.
how to protect your camera, what sort of camera you need,
Yeah.
how to rescue yourself if something goes wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the thing there is that how do you do the training and stuff? So it took like 2 years, and I think one of my colleagues we stayed with was like, he would just sit on every day in the morning when I wake up, I go look at YouTube channels on marine for like quite a number of times, but I'll still do the land photography. But I was like, I'm going this, and I can remember there's a video. I think the first time I dived properly in Kisite, now with the whole scuba gear and stuff, I was like, I actually came out of water. I was like, I'm coming back with a camera. And the next year I was coming back with the camera. Yeah. So it's just a matter of putting it in your head and then just working towards it. And I know people will say, but I don't have this. Use your privileges. You know people, you know networks. I think I operate in the principle of Mama Mboga. When you look at Mama Mbogas, they are, if you want, somebody was telling me yesterday, if you want to learn business, just look at Mama Mboga. What time do they wake up?
At around 3 a.m.
To go where?
To the market.
To go get you. What time do you wake up?
Well, I wake up at 5:30.
No. Like some people wake up at 7 or 6.
Yeah.
So compare somebody who had woken up at 4.
Oof, they're light years ahead of you.
Yeah.
And they'll take their kids to university.
They take their kids to
whilst
university.
you're sitting saying how you don't have money.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is that they have networks. Mama Mbogas are not, they're in so many chamas.
That's true.
And then lastly, they brand themselves in a manner that when you go out, even right now out here, you'll see that is the Mama Mboga, they're there.
Yeah.
So when you pick that concept and put it in what you want to do, you brand yourself, you have the right networks, and then last but not least, the cash flow. Mama Mboga has 10 bob, 20 bob, 30 bob.
Cash flow is king. I wish we learned that early.
Cash flow. Like if you don't have cash flow, there's no way you're going
There's
to.
no way you're going to survive.
And trust me, they're broke. As much as they have that running, but you realize they wake up in the morning and they have that commitment. So when I look at them, I'm like, I don't need to, no offense, but I don't need to like really go into a business fledged class to just learn the basics of business.
There's a lot that you can learn without
having to. So now the other class might just be able to fine tune and use the tools that are there to be able to do that. And when it comes now to mentorship, mentorship is really important. And I think mentorship, the way we looked at mentorship before was that is the guy.
Yeah.
But mentorship is a two-way.
It's a two-way street, yeah.
It's a two-way street. So right now, as much as I've had this experience of 9 years in conserving photography, I still sit down with younger people and we have conversations because I learn a lot from them. And also from my peers and older individuals. And it just helps. And mentorship is not cheap. Because this is someone's time.
It's someone's time. And most people, because you don't get charged for mentorship directly, they think because it's free that it's not worth something.
Yes.
And that's a horrible way of looking at it, because then you take people for granted.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you'll find that like when I saw a good program that I need to partake that will help me with my career, I go pay for it. because I'm not. Yes, it's a cost because this person has spent time, sat down, put together a program, put together the structure, pay for it.
You pay for it and you
access
learn.
it.
Yeah.
Learn.
And you have an open mind.
And you have
to
open
do it.
mind.
Yeah.
And then now you go try.
Yeah.
Yeah. Practice what you've done.
What
because
you've done.
And then allows you to have, and then when you talk about mentorship, mentorship can be either in pairs or in networks.
Yes.
And that really helps. And I think conservation needs a lot. And the reason why I actually ran away mostly was because I felt the science community, we don't have like really strong
mentorship,
network mentorships and structures.
Yeah.
It's always a hoarding. It is always a hoarding. Yeah, like I'm the one who's doing elephants.
Yeah. So don't come into the elephant protection space.
I'm the one doing wild dogs. I'm the one doing, and I'm like, it's fine. But
it's not conservation for the sake of conservation.
Yes.
Going back to the why question.
To the why question.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really. Yeah. So those are the things that help, but they're kind of, I don't really say like individuals, but I say they're individuals who played a key important role. My dad being the first one, just listening.
Yes. And paying school fees for wildlife and not become.
Not become. I think that's privilege.
Indeed.
And having mentors like Steve Nderitu who started early, and then in the conservation photography space, there's a club called, I call it a club, but there's a collective of photographers called International League of Conservation Photographers, and that's where I met guys like Peter Chadwick, who still does conservation photography, and is able to share one or two things.
Yeah.
And interestingly, after 5 years of just getting to share my work online, we got to do assignments together.
Nice.
Across the continent, and that then elevated my work.
Yeah.
So mentorship, you have to go with mentorship with a very open-minded. Put your beautiful personalities on the side.
Yeah. Put your egos to the side.
Just
and learn.
Like if I'm supposed to learn law right now,
I'll
be totally like, I do not know anything about, as much as I know the Constitution exists.
Yeah.
I have nothing to do with the law.
Yeah.
But please, I just want to learn.
Yeah.
I think when you go with that mindset,
attitude,
it allows you to be able to grow. I think that is some things that we struggle as much as, again, Kenyans decolonizing how we approach things. Like, usijali unajua.
I think we're going to call this the decolonizing episode, probably, because that was a really important conversation to have. Last question that we ask our guests before when they're leaving. What's one thing that you know in your heart of hearts, in your spirit to be true of the natural world that you can't prove yet?
Which one is that? I can't prove.
Like you can't say, here's the proof, but this, I am 100% sure. I know that it's a theory you have. What's a theory you have that you can't prove yet about the natural world?
That naked mole rats exist.
That naked?
Naked mole rats exist.
But you've never seen one?
I've never seen one.
Okay, but you know they exist.
But I know they exist.
That's a good one. Thank you so much for spending time with me today.
Thank you for having me.
And coming out with such honesty and vulnerability and willingness to share your story, your thoughts, your mind. And I hope that I can have you back. I feel like we only broached like a quarter and just went into the background of who Tony is, but I really do want to have a second episode where we look in depth in the work that the Tony World Foundation actually does, like with the education programs and with the research work as well, and mentoring the next generation of conservationists in Africa and in Kenya.
There's a lot.
Asante sana.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And this has been the episode where we talked about decolonizing the mind, decolonizing conservation. We spoke about the Mama Mboga principle. We had a really interesting deep dive into Tony's life. And we found out that he was a man in STEM before he was a man in photography. And so thank you so much for joining us. And we look forward to having you in our next episode. Bye.